What up, world? It's your boy Chuckwick Ills, aka Charles Brown. We back again with another review. This time we're doing your homeboy Tyler, the Creator, Flower Boy. All right, so I've been on vacation, so I'm back. I gotta talk about this album. I've been listening to it, getting the digest of it. This Tyler, the Creator. Full disclosure, I went on a binge of Tyler, the Creator about 1.5 years ago, because I didn't listen to a lot of his music. I only heard of him through like allhiphop.com and stuff like that. Every time he would do some shit, it's like this new era of artists. You only hear about them when they do some shit, when they tweet something. And I can name about 15 cats that I had only heard of through shit they did. Like, I'm listening to the Academics or Vlad, and you only hear about them through Twitter beefs they have or controversial things they get into the middle of. And Tyler's one of them. He falls in that category where I wasn't listening to a lot of his music. I was only hearing about him through acts and deeds of just conversation, people figuring out what he's doing and just saying, oh, he's. So I thought the nigga was crazy. I was like, this dude sound crazy as fuck, just based on the interactions of the stuff he was doing. People mad at him, saying faggot all the time. Like, you know, it is what it is. People in the hood say that all the time. So I didn't take that as homophobic. But once they start saying excessive use of the word faggot, you start thinking like, damn, is the dude homophobic? Like, whatever. So I didn't know him for all of that. I heard of Odd Future, and I was like, okay, I kind of lumped them in with like, what was that other crew? I think it was Kids in the Hall, some shit like that. And I was like, oh, all of that must be related. That must, you know, correlate that whole movement of weird young artists. You know, like me and my man Tony, we came out, our group was called Twisted Mystics, and we were on some abstract, we're going to be different than everything. We had a different vibe. We talked about different shit. Like we made a whole story of a guy who came home one day. You know, he saw his girl cheating on him, and he ended up jumping out the balcony, and it was just weird. We just making weird shit, and that was our claim to fame as far as what we were doing. We were building a buzz just off being different and being abstract and being, you know, outside of the norm and things like that. So that's what I thought they were doing. I thought they were the next level of that movement. And so once I actually decided to check in on what Tyler was doing, I got like really impressed, because it wasn't just a goofy shit for goofy's sake. It was actually smart. It was actually intelligent, but it was dumb as shit at the same time. It made me laugh. The video where he's like all white or some shit and just crazy shit. I ran through. So I think the first time I actually paid attention to him is a video where he's all fucking black and you can see only his fucking eyes and shit like that, and he was fucking just spitting just nuts like on some Black Eminem shit. That's when I first started to really take notice of this dude, because before that it seemed like all he was famous for was just talking shit, you know what I'm saying, on Twitter and bullshit. So I actually finally, somebody posted it on Facebook, was like, look at this shit. And so I watched it. I was like, this motherfucker is nuts. Who the fuck is this? And I was like, oh, this that dude that's always in the middle of some shit, but I never listened to him. So I watched that, clicked that, then I clicked some other shit, which was even more crazy. Some shit, he's like in the fucking garden or flowers or some shit. Watched that. That was fucking dope. I was like, oh, this motherfucker really gets this shit. This some hip hop 101 shit. So then I watched about 3 or 4. I started getting deeper into this shit, start seeing Odd Future shit and all this. So I started sharing that shit, and I started sending the shit to the chat, just telling dudes to look at this dude. I was like, Tony, don't just mind me, don't just mind you and me and you, Twisted Mystic shit right here. So I started fucking with what the dude was doing. So fast forward, I still didn't start. I put it on my title. I started listening to I backtracked a couple albums that he did. I backtracked. He had a couple features, some crazy looking shit where he's in a picture with these other cats and they're just standing there looking weird as shit. I listened to that shit. I just started listening. I had always heard about Frank Ocean and Odd Future and all that. I never really listened to it. But when I backtrack, I was like, oh, all right, this is all that they were talking about. How I would see comments like, oh, Odd Future shit wasn't even mixed down and they fucking blew up. Like, all that shit started to make sense of how they got that following, how people started to gravitate to that, because they're an oddball. They're some weird shit, but it's intelligent. So it's gonna drive that same demographic to them. It's like whatever you put out, you're gonna grab that. If you're mad gangster hood, you're gonna grab that. If you're back of the fucking class getting bullied and spitball shot at you and you're writing in a book and you won't speak and you're gonna grab that. I get bullied, you're gonna grab that. I'm weird. That person is gonna gravitate to you. So that's what they're basically, not saying they're doing it on purpose. That's what they're grabbing, that crowd. And it's just like the Hop Sin and that type of shit, which I started researching Hop Sin. I started fucking with his shit. And once you read the comments, you get the same shit. They either fucking love the nigga or they fucking say shit like, I don't see why this fucking faggot even fucking has followers. He sucks. You know, it's like a real extreme one side or the other. It's like, Tyler, the Creator fucking sucks. I remember when Hopsin put a post up that he was retiring. And I wasn't really following Hopsin like that yet. And I was like, why do fucking people care so much? It was like, they either was like, fucking good, fuck this nigga. Or it was like, fucking, y'all just don't know dope music. It's always either one extreme or the other. Either somebody crazy defending them or somebody crazy dissing them. There's no middle ground with this shit. And that's the same shit I found with Tyler. There's no middle ground with this shit. It's either you fucking fuck with it or you think it's whack as fuck, and it ain't no in between. But they got fucking passionate fans, and I think this is the year with this Flower Boy joint. I think this dude has, I don't know if he broke through. I don't want to say broke through, but I think he's earned a seat at the table with this shit right here. Because it's not some, I was expecting some weird, oddball, which it is. It has this weird shit on here, and it has, you know, they just beats stop and make just these weird transitions, this weird ass radio DJ talking shit. But I like shit like that. I'm eclectic. I can live if I could tell it's with a it's a purpose to the shit. It is on purpose. You fucking made that weird ass transition on purpose. It wasn't an accident. Your fucking digital shit didn't just break and you rolled with it anyway. A lot of this shit is done with abstract musings in mind. This is what it's made for. So if I can tell that this shit is organic, I'm a fuck with it. So I feel like this Tyler joint is organic. So when I say the Tyler shit is organic, he reminds me of a Kool Keith. Tyler is this generation's Kool Keith. When I say that, it's because a lot of this, if you track back, this whole insanity driven, but it's crazy like a fox shit is Kool Keith, where it's these myriad of characters that are inexplicable. They don't make any sense. They don't fucking fit in a rap box. But when you enter this man's world, you're going to see this shit. A fucking half-faced man walking, you know, down the fucking street with his face sewed on. He's driving, getting chased by police. That's the kind of shit that exists in this Tyler the Creator world, and it exists in a Kool Keith world. It's been done before, and it's been accepted in hip hop before, and it's not something that we aren't ready for. It just takes someone brave enough to do it. Kool Keith started with Ultramagnetic MCs. I remember this was the late 80s, and he wasn't weird yet, but when he became solo Kool Keith. And then he became Dr. Octagon and all this Elvis and all this crazy stuff. And he started to get really abstract, and people gravitated to him for that. That's what you wanted if you were looking for something different. Rap had become so stagnant, which it is right now. It's so stagnant in a way. This is one of the best times in hip-hop because you can find whatever you're looking for. But at the same time, the scales are weighed, like they've always been, toward the formulaic, mediocre, commercialized, pandering, just unoriginal hip-hop, where these corporate structures, these corporate entities feel you want. So they're gonna push 80% of their output to be this mumble mouth, you know, sing-songy, melodic, which it is what it is. It's okay when you want to hear that, but it's overkill when you want something different. In steps Tyler, in steps Kool Keith, to shake the shit up, to make you feel like that shit's just fucking weird. That's a fish out of water jumping into a fucking frying pan with no fucking oil, just weird shit. And if you dare to give it a try, which apparently with this one, I think he was the #1 album when he dropped, next to Meek Mill's, who's supposed to be Meek Mill's with the fucking Nicki Minaj debacle and the Drake beef and all that. We're looking at easily the highest profile rapper to drop in the last month or two outside of Jay-Z. So Meek Mill's lost to Tyler, and Tyler tried to kind of soften the blow, but he lost. Not really lost. I mean, niggas ain't losing when they doing 100-something thousand units. But when you're trying to vie for that top spot and you're releasing at the same time, it's Kanye versus 50. You want to win. And when we're looking at visibility, no one, in my opinion, is out there like, in the mainstream anyway, I gotta get that Tyler. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Tyler's fans exist in a vacuum, and if he does catch a new one here and there, he'll take it. But I think his fans are what they are, but they're not mainstream by any stretch, and they don't seem to be the people that's going to be swayed by, you know, Sprite commercials or whatever. They're going straight for the nugget of this weirdo, odd movement, and he's capitalizing on that. I don't see him getting any kind of wild social media push by a corporate acumen. It's something that is measured by a commercial success. I think his shit is underground. It's still successful. So I don't think people saw these numbers. I think I heard some shit like 40, 50,000 they were expecting from him. Not what he did. Not what he did. So this is telling you that you can do more if you're being original. And that's what I think people are looking for when they pop in a Tyler, when they pop in a Hopsin, when they pop in Royce the 5'9", when they pop in some of this abstract stuff that we're starting to see. So, like I said, I think this is the new Kool Keith. I always like to compare, and I always like to measure new stuff. So, with something old, so some of my peers or my contemporaries could give the new shit more of a look, because some of my peers are very stuck in past events that they will not give a new cat a chance. But when I say, bro, this dude is like Kool Keith, or I compare Kendrick to a KRS, or I compare J. Cole to whoever, it's now you can't argue with me saying that, oh, this shit is trash. All these new niggas, they literally will not give a new cat a chance, because there's so many mumble mouth guys. They so busy lumping these new guys into the mumble shit. And I'm trying to show these guys, look, this guy is Kool Keith, bro. This guy is KRS. This guy is Jadakiss. I'm trying to bridge this gap. So with this Tyler joint, I think if you understand hip hop, you understand that it's supposed to be pushed. It's supposed to be pushed. I liken these sounds to when hieroglyphics first started to play with a lot of sounds. Hieroglyphics' first album was very sample heavy. But at the same time, that's when sample clearing started to be a big issue. It started to be a budget killer. It started to crash releases because they would make 7-8 bangers and then 7-8 samples would not get cleared. And then they end up on a fucking free mixtape released, leaked to the public because you can't sell those samples if they don't clear. So what happened was producers started to take the whammy. It started to be, oh, you produced that shit? Then you're going to pay for the fucking sample. Producers like, fuck that. I'm going to start replaying that sample. Or I'm going to start I'm going to start reconfiguring this shit where it's no one could say that's part of my sample. You got a mad dash of producers, which, yeah, it was a lot of producers doing synthesizers and shit like that, like Too Short and Dr. Dre and things like that back when rap first started and 2 Live Crew, but that wasn't considered the norm because your biggest records were still sampled. Check Puffy's records, biggest hits, sampled. A lot of Dre shit, people don't know, a lot of samples, a lot of Funkadelic, a lot of soulful samples, Last Poets, a lot of stuff was sampled. What happened was they had to figure out, how can I make this money and not use these samples? Therefore, you started to get people starting to play around with synths and all kind of keyboard sounds. So therefore, like I was saying, Hieroglyphics' second album was a lot of synths and weird organ sounds and a lot of experiments. We as pure hip-hop fans who were big fans of Hyro, we didn't really like that second Hyro. And it took us years to come back to that Hyro to actually appreciate it for what it was. But the first Hieroglyphics was certified classic to us. A lot of the alcoholic shit was certified classic. Then when the sample crisis became apparent, when De La got sued and they had to pay all that money, and Biz Markie got sued, he had to pay all that money back, they started playing with these keyboards. We didn't like it. That's why the Roots, the hip hop band the Roots was fucking, they would play a whole fucking song, run the shit through a sampler and sample the shit and make it sound like a fucking sample, because our dumbass as hip hop heads would not accept it. We wouldn't accept it if it didn't sound like, our ears were so stuck on samples, we wouldn't accept it. So process that. A fucking band with all the talent in the world had to run that shit through a sampler, loop the shit like fucking retards, and replay the shit so we as hip hop heads will respect what we're fucking hearing. Process that shit. That's what hip hop was. We were so accustomed to samples. So this Tyler shit is mad sense. It's mad original creations, mad abstract. I don't, I'm sure it's samples on here, but I don't really hear, from what I heard, a lot of samples. Therefore, we're getting new sounds, and I feel like this is something the old heads need to respect as well, because we are the caretakers. We are the forefront of this. We started everything, but we won't respect it as it moves forward. And this is why I feel like this Tyler the Creator shit is progressing hip hop, is moving hip hop forward. And I implore my backpack guys to give this shit a chance, just like we didn't understand when Hieroglyphics first did it. Give this shit a chance. Go back, play this shit more than once. If you're a true hip hop head, I know it's quick to be like, these new cats is making garbage. It's not garbage. This shit is fucking nuts. And it shouldn't only be young cats are the only ones that's gravitating to this. Because if we're true to this culture and this art form, We can't let this shit be like it was only good in 95 and 96. Or you get the guy who 2000, 2001, that was the end of rap. Like, it's, come on, bro, it's 2017. You can't tell me nothing good has came out since fucking DMX dropped and Blueprint. You can't tell me there's been all trash since that. So we're going to go through this album and we're going to see if it's all trash or whatever. And I like this album. I like what I heard. I am open enough to process new sounds and things of that nature. So we're going to go through this shit and see where it's at. And you tell me. So we're going to review Tyler, the Creator's Flower Boy. First song, Forward. Produced by Tyler, the Creator. Just to let y'all know, Tyler, the Creator produced the entire album. So I will not be going which producer for each song because he produced them all. Apparently he produces all of his material, if not most of it. And I don't know if some, you know, every now and then other people produce, but for this one he produced everything. And apparently he does graphics for their merch and things like that. So Tyler, the Creator, produced this. Forward starts it off. It's different. It does not tell you where the entire album. As a matter of fact, I think this is the only song like this on here. I don't think any other, this is not telling you where this album is going. This is more of a, it feels like if you were on some scissor or something to slow you down. If you were like in an altered state of mind, this is what it would sound like. So this is not indicative of what you're going to hear on the album. It's a good song though. Next song. So Where This Flower Blooms, it's still kind of slow tempo. It sounds like a break beat slowed down. I didn't catch the break beat yet. I have to listen to it again to figure out what break beat that is. I'm sure I know it. We used to chop this particular beat up quite a few times back in the day. This is another, I think I was wrong because I said that the first one wasn't indicative and the second one is almost just like the first one. They both have that altered mind state. Like I don't think you hear a lot of this on here where the beats are kind of muffled and altered, but the first two do feel similar. But I think they're both good. I mean, depending on what, you know, what you like to hear, they both set a tone of this is weird. This is not your mumble rap type of beats, and it's not your typical boom bap. If this was a typical boom bap album, you wouldn't be hearing this kind of track this soon. It would probably be 8-9 tracks in where they would give you this type of beat. But it's still good. It's I had to come back to these two. These first two songs, I had to come back to them to understand how they weren't bad songs. They're good songs. It's quality. And dude is nice. He's nice. He got bars. I don't think he gives too much of a fuck what you think. I think he's spitting exactly what he wants to say. It's not a thing where he's trying to pander to anyone. Yeah, this is a certain demographic is going to fuck with it, but I don't think he's trying to reach them. I think they're just going to be drawn to the shit. Next song, Sometimes. Sometimes is somewhat of an interlude. It's short. It sounds like sleepy time CD. Something for you to get a massage to, or something for you to decompress, meditate to. It's some other. We used to listen to shit like this to get samples. Like I did a whole album with, we were getting samples and we were using this type of shit for our interlude. So I know I'm on the same wavelength as this dude. This is the type of stuff we would put in the middle, and it would be way left from any type of rap shit they were doing, and we fucking thrived on that. And this is what I think this dude thrives on, just being fucking left. And I like it. The weird ass DJ talking shit. I like this is the kind of shit I like. So I fucks with it. It's 36 seconds, some shit like that, but it's quality. It's needed in here. We like it. Next song. Next song is See You Again. I hope I say this right, featuring Kali Uchis. I think I said that right. I hope I did. This is one of my favorite songs on here. This shit's some fucking chill shit. I like chill shit. As much as I like a straight up bust in your face, hard ass, no holds barred, ignorant ass rap song, I can flip in like a straight up chill melodic record equally. And I like this shit right here. This See You Again is mad. This is the first song that I played for my wife that she was like, I like this shit. So there it is. If she like it, the shit must be good. I fuck with it. I think the featured artists actually accentuate this shit. I'll look her up and see what's good with it. But Tyler did his thing, and this is not. I'm telling you, I thought this dude was fucking nuts. I thought I was gonna hear an album of a motherfucker screaming and yelling weird shit, profanity shit, and just hard ass acid rap, just maniac shit. And I did not. The majority of this album is not that. Again, I'm not familiar with all his shit, but most of the videos he did before this was like almost, I am a dude that needs ADHD, you know, some crazy ass medication because I'm fucking insane. So this album is not, I don't know if he's growing as a person. Someone else could tell me what he normally does, and someone could knows more than me about Tyler the Creator, but it's not some type of insane fucking retard. And this song proves it. This song could flow at a fucking cookout with black people. You know, cookouts at black people, you ain't playing a lot of weird shit. Next song, Who That Boy. So I first heard Who That Boy on, believe it or not, the radio. I think it was a weekend ago, a week or two ago. The radio, I was listening to the radio, it was on the weekend, and they were like, all right, brand new Tyler the Creator, and they threw this on. I was highly surprised, because I'm like, first of all, how many times you hear Tyler the Creator on the fucking radio? Especially when it's brand new and nobody heard it before. Yeah, A$AP Rocky's on it, but they played this shit off the strip, just played this shit in the middle of the mix. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no, oh, this is all the new shit that we got. They were like playing bangers, and then they threw this on. The DJ, well, whoever the jockey was, whatever station was like, brand new Tyler, check it out. You know what I'm saying? He threw this shit on. I was like, wow, they really playing this shit. I wasn't fucking with it when I first. I was like, this shit sound weird as fuck. Like, I was like, I don't know why the radio would even play this, because it just didn't sound right. But I went on when I played the whole album, it made more sense. The song made more sense when I played it myself on my own. It wasn't in the middle of Drake and then Rihanna, all this shit, French Montana. I was playing this album in context of this fucking album, and it made sense. The song got better third and fourth time I actually heard it on my own terms. So this song is good, but at first I was like, what the fuck is this shit? This shit sounds terrible. I was like, that's just some trash. This nigga need to fucking start over. But again, third, fourth listen, now I get it. The song, the hook sounds right. The hook didn't even sound right. Nothing sounded right at first, but now I fuck with it. We're 5 songs in, it's a good quality album. Yes, some of the shit you are gonna have to listen to 2-3 times, but that's what new music does to you. Next song, 911 / Mr. Lonely, featuring Frank Ocean and Steve Lacy, I think. Hope I got that right. 3 songs, it switches up. It goes from boom bap, kick and snare, to turn up music for the third one, and the middle one's more of a mellow, chill. So it's like it's all over the place, but the shit flows. It does not sound forced. It does not sound like he's doing this shit just to do it. It sounds like it all was organic when it switched, and it was. I like Frank Ocean on here. He I'm sure these guys, you know, I was reading that they had issues, and I don't know, but because I don't follow him like that. I wasn't even really following Frank Ocean till literally after he pretty much was working with Kanye and had came out. I really wasn't listening to a lot of his stuff, but I like his stuff. I like what he does for the most part. But when he's featured on Jay and Ye and all that, I really like his work. So they sound good together on here. I don't know if they did it just so people would stop saying they got beef. I don't fucking know, but it is what it is. It's a quality collaboration. Good track. Next song, Dropping Seeds, featuring Lil Wayne. Wayne gets busy on here. I have been listening real close to Wayne lately because I want to know if he's done. Point blank. I want to know if Wayne is washed. I want to know if Wayne has checked out, if Wayne has given up. To me, I'm listening real close, and it does not sound like a man that's given up. It sounds like a man who has everything in the world to rap for. He sounds reinvigorated to me. He's just as ridiculous with his bars. As far as, like, when I say ridiculous, I mean he'll still say the most goofball shit, and it'll make sense because it's coming from Wayne. It'll be the most horrifically outrageous bar. You'd be like, why the fuck? Who would say that? But Wayne would say that. But it makes sense. So I still think Wayne gets busy. This is a dope ass song. Another song that I really like, and I think he doesn't even. I don't even know how him and Wayne mesh, but they meshed on here. I don't know if on a normal basis they would sound right together, but here they do. So, you know, sounds good. Next song, November. It sounds like pretty much some new school, this futuristic. I don't know how to categorize it, but it fits this album. It almost could be something you forget that it's even on here. It's something that I would expect. It is not shocking or outstanding. It just sounds like something I would expect to be on here, and it is on here. It's not a bad song, so we're gonna keep it moving. Next song, Glitter. Glitter, I like. This is another good song. Quality. It's a relaxation piece to me. I think this guy is in his zone when he's doing. I think he truly wants to do these melodic, chill, relaxing songs. I think this might be medicine for him. This might be medication. This may be something that Savage Beast. I think he's starting to move away from that because, like I said, I don't know much of his music, but what I used to hear was way more chaotic than this shit. And maybe he did a lot of these pseudo 80s love songs with just obnoxious vocals over them, but it's a lot on here, and I like grown-up shit, so it appeals to me, so I don't have a problem with it. But you know, some people may have a problem with these type of records, and I think that he don't give a fuck. I don't think he cares no more, so he's putting them out, and this is what it is. Kudos for being yourself, and I'm trying to tell artists, be yourself. Right now is the best time to just do what you want to do. It doesn't have to be some contrived bullshit. Next song, last song, Enjoy Right Now Today. So, Enjoy Right Now Today, last song on the album, Quality. I think this is if you could combine East Coast with West Coast rap with a eclectic feel like Alcoholics meets Tribe, and then you could snatch up even a little bit of down south, put them all in a gumbo pot, mix that shit together, and something for everybody, but it ain't for nobody at the same time. This is what you would get. This Flower Boy album is a mosh pit of sounds. You're getting a lot of sounds. You have to want to hear this. You have to slow down to hear this. It's not turn up. Minus one or two tracks, it's not turn up music. This is, for lack of a better words, he says it all the time, this is lonely kid shit. This is like someone who's mad lonely. They want to reflect and be introspective and look inward. This type of shit to me is someone looking inward and letting you look inward, and at the same time it's helping you to look in yourself. I don't think this is for dumb people by no stretch. It may seem like he wants it to be for dumb kids that's on Xbox calling each other fags all fucking day. This is not that. It's smart. It's thought out. It is well orchestrated, and I'm gonna give this album A+++. It is quality hip hop. Go listen to it. I'm done. That's my whole review. Shout out to Tyler, the Creator. Shout out to whoever watched this review. Whoever likes hip-hop, who's still rolling with real hip-hop. Shout out to the people that subscribe to the CLBMG page. Like the video, don't like the video, do whatever you want to do. Follow me on social media. I'll see you next time. Peace.